today we're talking about 6 bluegrass guitar licks that you can use in a 5-to-1 progression in the key of G. Now these 6 licks are actually 6 that I wrote for a student. We were talking about improvising a break to a certain song, and I was showing him this cool octave D thing, which I'm going to show you in a second. And we ended up just writing a bunch of examples of this lick so he could try out all these different ways that someone might play it. And it seemed like the perfect thing to share with you guys because I know you guys like licks. So I figured I would just turn this into a video real quick. So hopefully you like it. Now I do want to talk about what goes into creating these licks, but the interesting thing is that I've already talked about some of this in another video before. So let me show you my template real quick. So here's the very first lick that I'm going to show you, and you can see that it starts with an octave of these D notes. And then everything else after that, after those first 3 quarter notes, everything else is an example of something that I talked about in my hot licks video. What was it? It was something like how to improvise hot licks like Tony Rice. Wait, let's look real quick. How to improvise hot bluegrass licks. That's what it was. Everything in the back half is essentially what I teach in that video. So if you're interested in that, please go check that out. You will get a lot out of it, I promise. But to recap, just the tiniest amount. There's a lot of features that we see a lot in certain hot licks. This is like a Tony Rice style thing. One of them is the pull off from the flat 5 to the 4, and we see that on 2nd fret and 1st fret on the B string. Then we're going to the minor 3rd, and just a second after this, we're going to slide that minor 3rd up from B flat to B, right? Normally what I call the dirty 3rd. We got the minor 3rd and the major 3rd. Then we're resolving to G. We get a little more minor pentatonic stuff at the end. It's over. In this case, we are playing over a D chord. So even though we're still playing like a G minor pentatonic or G blues scale, I'm including that F sharp at the very end because, of course, D chord has an F sharp in it. So it's like I'm getting the dirty 3rd relative to G and the dirty 3rd relative to D. Can be a hip thing to do. If you look at example 2, you'll see that same thing again, this time without that dirty 3rd involving the D chord, right? This one's much more straight. And actually, that's basically all of these. If you're familiar with some of those techniques, all of these licks are going to make sense. So I'm going to shut up and stop talking, and I'm just going to play them all for you, and you can go practice them on your own. I'm sure you'll have a great time playing them. So let's do it. Here's all licks back to back right now. That last one's tough. And that's it? Nah, I'm just kidding. There's still a couple things that we're talking about. So this octave thing that we're doing with the D chord, now that you've heard it a million times, is something that we're stealing from banjo players. This is a banjo lick that they do, and we've co-opted it into our own play. And I love when guitar players do it. I think it sounds super, super cool. I don't know why more guitar players don't do this lick, because it really does work on our instrument too. And everything else after that, of course, is the Tony Rice thing. There's one more thing that I should probably mention, and that is the middle finger thing, right? I'm hybrid picking on those last 2 examples. In fact, if we pull one of those up real quick, you can see that on beat 4 of the first measure of example 5, that I have a double stop right there. So I'm picking with my pick on the B string, and I'm using my middle finger to pull up on the high E string. I'm doing that on B4, and then I'm doing that on beat 1 of the next measure. You can see in example 6, I actually do it 3 times. I do it on beat 4, I do it on beat 1, and on beat 2. So there's a couple of different moments where I'm using this hybrid picking, and it's a very Tony Rice way to do it. I actually included these because it's been on my mind, because I got a comment recently. I'm sorry, I don't remember who you were, but someone asked if there was much hybrid picking in bluegrass, and there is some. This is an example of how someone would use a little bit of hybrid picking in bluegrass. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked just seeing a couple of fun bluegrass licks. I know this isn't like a super involved big video like I do sometimes, but this is just a cool way to level up your playing if you don't know any of these. I do have a couple announcements if you want to stick around and listen. We did move the live streams from Tuesday at noon Eastern time to Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to catch another live stream, they are much later. I finally put out the album artwork for my new album. It's on Instagram if you want to take a look. There's going to be info about pre-orders in the future, so you should probably look out for that, because I'm really excited about this and the people that are involved. But yeah, we're actually doing the first live stream that's been scooted back tonight. So I'm filming this on a Tuesday. So I will see you all in my timeline. I will see you all tonight. Otherwise, you all have a great day. I'll see you all later.
That midnight train spilled her blood at the crossroads. When the bells didn't ring, now lay me down by that crossing sign.